Good evening, my Real News Midday TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update. And in the news this evening, Portmore police probe death of 70-year-old man hit by SUV. The Portmore police are investigating the death of a 70-year-old man who succumbed to injuries sustained after he was hit by a motor vehicle while walking along Municipal Boulevard in St. Catherine on Friday. The deceased has been identified as Basil Bailey of Pondeside Road, Waterford, Portmore. Reports are that about 9:13 p.m., Bailey was walking along the roadway when he was hit by a 2020 Mitsubishi Pajero sports utility vehicle. He was taken to the Spanish Town Hospital, where he later died from his injuries. The 54-year-old driver of the SUV has been warned for prosecution, police say. The Waterford Traffic Department is investigating. Taxi operator charged with murder of UTech student Anissa Dilworth. The 29-year-old taxi operator, who was held over the disappearance of 20-year-old University of Technology student Anissa Dilworth, has been charged with her abduction and murder. Dilworth's skeletal remains were found on a beach in Portmore, St. Catherine, in May, days after she was reported missing. The accused, Jamar Grant, otherwise called the Bala, of 9 Miles Bulbay St. Andrew and the Sligoville District, St. Catherine, was formally charged with murder and kidnapping on June 25, the police said in a statement on Friday. It followed investigations spanning the St. Catherine South and the St. Andrew Central Police Divisions. Dilworth, a first-year pharmaceutical technology student, was reported missing on May 7. Her remains were discovered around 10:45 a.m. on Tuesday, May 17, by a security guard at a beach in Portmore who summoned the police. The scene was processed, and the subsequent DNA analysis confirmed the remains to be those of the missing student. Grant was later arrested, interviewed, and charged. He is scheduled to appear in court on July 4. The UTech Students' Union led a protest in May, demanding swift justice in the case. Ride-hailing company InDrive had indicated that there is no record of her using its service recently. It confirmed that Grant and Dilworth were registered on its platform. InDrive said Dilworth's last ride was in 2024, and the driver's account was created afterward, confirming that Dilworth could not have booked him for a ride. The company said that the driver's profile shows no unusual activity but has temporarily suspended him. Man allegedly confesses to Mumbai murder after CCTV footage links him to the crime. A 29-year-old man has been charged with murder and multiple gun-related offenses after he allegedly confessed to the shooting murder of a security officer in downtown Montego Bay earlier this month. The accused, Christopher Hunt, also known as Alkaline, of Caton Lane in Mount Salem, St. James, was caught using CCTV footage. He is charged with murder, robbery with aggravation, using a firearm to commit a felony, and the possession of a prohibited weapon, a police statement said Saturday. The incident occurred on June 16 along Barnett Street in the parish and resulted in the death of 37-year-old Gary Hamilton of Albion Road, also in Montego Bay. Police reports indicate that Hamilton was standing outside a business establishment when Hunt approached him and attempted to force him inside. Although the attempt failed, Hunt allegedly opened fire on Hamilton, then proceeded to rob the establishment before fleeing the area. Investigators say CCTV footage from the area played a pivotal role in identifying the suspect. The video evidence reportedly helped link Hunt to the crime, leading to his arrest in St. Catherine the following day. Police say Hunt later confessed during a question and answer session, after which he was formally charged on June 25. 3 held after 100-pound ganja bust in St. Andrew. An operation by police personnel attached to the St. Andrew North Division has resulted in the arrest of 3 men in connection with the seizure of approximately 100 pounds of ganja. Reports are that about 9:30 a.m. on Friday, the Red Hills Police conducted an operation in Pitcairn Valley where a motor car was searched and the drug was allegedly discovered inside. The men are being held on suspicion of possession of ganja, dealing in ganja, conspiracy and other breaches of the Dangerous Drugs Act. The police say they are to be questioned in the presence of their legal representatives. $100 million bank scam, 3 nabbed in Seatalk, FID crackdown, says the police. 3 suspects, including a customer service representative, have been charged in separate schemes that allegedly defrauded an elderly victim and scammed nearly $100 million from a commercial bank, according to the police. They were nabbed in a series of coordinated operations across multiple parishes, a statement said Saturday. They were led by the Jamaica Constabulary Forces Counter-Terrorism and Organized Crime Investigation Branch alongside the Financial Investigations Division and detectives from Manchester and Clarendon. On June 17, Seatalk's Constabulary Financial Unit moved in on 28-year-old Omar Daly, an AC technician of a Kingston address, as he allegedly attempted to withdraw funds at a commercial bank. Investigators alleged that the funds were the proceeds of a phishing and social engineering scheme that gave unauthorized access to an elderly person's bank account and siphoned over $2.2 million. Daly was arrested and charged with multiple offenses under the Cybercrimes Act, Proceeds of Crime Act, and at common law. He is scheduled to appear in the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Court on August 21. A week later, on June 24 and 26, additional anti-fraud operations were executed in Manchester and Clarendon, targeting key members of a suspected online fraud ring behind a near $100 million scam affecting a local commercial bank. The institution was not named. Arrested and charged under the Proceeds of Crime Act are 27-year-old Mason Green, a customer service representative from Manchester, and 26-year-old Lavone Livermore of a Clarendon address. Both are scheduled to appear in the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Court on July 14. Acting Senior Superintendent of Police Victor Barrett, who heads Seatalk, highlighted the scale and the danger of the crimes, noting that banking fraud poses a serious threat to our society. The men and women of Seatalk and our strategic partners, such as the FID, are fully aware of the evolving methods employed by these fraudsters. The units established within the JCF to investigate and prosecute these offenses will not relent, he said. Barrett also raised alarm about the trend of young Jamaicans engaging in sophisticated criminal activities. I am urging gifted youths to channel their talents towards nation building rather than destructive pursuits, because if you are caught, you will face the full extent of the law. The police are urging anyone with information that could assist the investigations to contact the Seatalk at 876-967-1389, the National Intelligence Bureau at 811, Crime Stop at 311, or the nearest police station. Education Ministry probes discrepancies in path launch of funds at the St. Francis Primary and Infant School. The Ministry of Education, Skills, Youth and Information recently launched an investigation and has since ordered a full audit into the operations at the St. Francis Primary and Infant School. This follows preliminary findings that pointed to significant discrepancies in the management and use of the Program of Advancement through Health and Education Launch Funds, the ministry said in a statement. It said preliminary reports indicate that the school has been charging the PATH account $650 per meal for students on the program, which is well above the prescribed rate of $150 for children in grades 1 to 3 and $200 for children in grades 4 to 6. This practice has resulted in the rapid depletion of allocated PATH funds, severely limiting the number of days hot meals can be provided to students, the ministry said, adding that the review of our records also revealed that only 100 students are being fed. "We will not tolerate any action that compromises the well-being of our most vulnerable students," said Dr. Kassan Troop, Permanent Secretary in the ministry. Troop shared that the ministry has provided $4.6 million to provide lunch for 154 students on path for 190 days, and we reiterate that the lunch is not to be priced with a profit margin, as in addition to the grants, the ministry covers the cost for cooks, maintenance, and utilities. The ministry has since advised the schools that where there are challenges, they need to report same to the ministry and not to shift the cost to parents. Troop shared that the ministry has not received any request for additional support for nutrition needs from St. Francis Primary and Infant School. The Permanent Secretary said the ministry has ordered a full audit of the school's path account records to determine how funds have been used and whether there has been any breach of financial regulations. Thank you everyone for watching. See you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. for another news update.